play through some of these modes. And instead of going in that order, because it's a little jumbled up to think, because again, you have to keep in mind each one of these modes is attached to a chord. They have the same quality. Ionian is a major mode. It's attached to the major chord. 2, Dorian is a minor mode. It's attached to the minor chord. 3, Phrygian is a minor mode. Again, it's attached to the 3 chord, minor 7. Instead of going through that weird order, let's create a different order that's easier to think of because it progresses from one to the next. So we're going to create this cycle of modes known as the cycle brightest to darkest. So the brightest mode is going to lead through shifting one note, flatting each time, one note to get from each bright mode through, straight through, because the bright modes would have sharps in them. The darker modes would have flats. Sharps tend to brighten things up. Flats darken things down. So we're going to move through each of the 7 modes and lead flatting one pitch in the mode from the brightest down through the darkest. Okay, the brightest mode is actually not Ionian. It's not the first mode. It's the 4 mode. It's Lydian because it has one sharp. Ionian is just another way of saying the major scale. It starts on a C, in the key of C, so it's really interchangeable with your standard major scale. But Lydian has a sharp in it. Lydian is created this way. And they each have 7 scale degrees, but now we're going to call, since we're starting on Lydian, that's the 4 mode, we're going to call 4 1, or the root of this new mode, the new Lydian mode. So it's built this way. 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That sharp, the sharp 4, is why it's Lydian, and it's why it's the brightest of all 7 modes. You lower that sharp 4. If you flat a sharp, it becomes a natural. So to lower that sharp 4, you have a natural 4, that's Ionian. That's the major scale again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Natural 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. From there, flatting one pitch, we flat the 7th pitch. That gives us Mixolydian. And this is all logical if you think of it this way. Again, each mode is attached or married to a chord. In the 5 mode, Mixolydian is attached to the dominant chord. Within that mode, you've got 1, 3, 5, and flat 7. And another way of thinking of these modes is you're really just taking each one of these chords and adding in the interior degrees, the 2, the 4, and the 6, to extend the chord with an extra 3 notes, thereby creating a scale. And it all has to do with how you play it. If you strum it all together, it's a chord. If you separate it all out, note by note, it becomes a scale. And these are expanded chords, so to speak. It's another way of thinking of these. Expanded chords become our modes. So the 5th one, attached to the dominant chord, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. That's Mixolydian. We flatted the 7. Now from Mixolydian, we flat the 3. And that gives us Dorian, the 2nd mode. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. And I'll play all these in a moment so you can hear how they sound, but let's get the concept down first. Again, Dorian, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. From Dorian, flat the 6th degree. You've got 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. That is your standard minor scale. Aeolian is a term that's interchangeable with natural minor or relative minor. That's your standard minor scale. From 6 Aeolian, we flat the 2 to get Phrygian. And Phrygian is constructed this way. 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. That's the 3 mode, Phrygian. And lastly, we have Locrian. So if you have Phrygian, you flat the 5 Makes sense because this, our 7th mode, is attached to the minor 7 flat 5 chord, the half diminished chord. Now we build it 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1.